Welcome back to episode 36 of the Unfortunate Diehards podcast. Hashtag Colin White.
Too many Sens players, man.
Hey, you can
Rarely
always
a
suggest.
Sens
You
player.
suggested one once.
Because I only care about that one.
Matt Cartner. Oh, he's 39.
Now I gotta wait till episode like 80 something to get Nylander's name in there.
When he's not on the Leafs.
Yeah.
You say it anyway.
Actually, did we do Marner for 16?
No, I said Clark MacArthur.
Oh yeah.
Leafs legend.
I'll be saying Nylander when he's on the Caps.
What would they even give up?
We'll talk about it on our
Nicholas
podcast.
Backstrom's children.
It's a possibility, bro.
Well, welcome back to the podcast, everyone. My name is Evan. I am a Ottawa Senators fan. And I always say this. But there is news in Sens land that we will get to.
Actually, we should just get to that right now.
I'm a Caps fan.
What?
My name's Sufyan.
I'm a Leafs fan. My name is Omar, and
You didn't say it right.
Debrincat
You didn't say it right.
To the,
You didn't say it right.
what did I say?
Omar.
I'm Omar.
There you go. I'm not
Leafs
bullying
fan.
him, by the way. This is actually how you say it.
Yes, precisely. Debrincat to the Red Wings. Let's just get right to that because that's the biggest news right now.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Well, let's start with the Sens fan. How do you feel about? Let's
What
just
is
go
the
over
trade,
the trade
bro?
quickly. I'll go over the trade for you.
I have it.
Yeah, okay.
Do you guys even know how to podcast?
The Ottawa Senators have acquired forward Dominique Kubalik,
He starts with this. Not Detroit acquires Alex Debrincat.
prospect defenseman Donovan Sabrango.
He's from Ottawa, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that. His like mom or grandma or someone tweeted like, "Welcome home."
Oh yeah.
It was cute.
Too bad he's playing in Belleville for his entire life.
And a conditional 2024 first-round draft pick and Detroit's 2024 fourth-round selection in a trade with the Detroit Red Wings in exchange for forward Alex Debrincat. So I'll get to my thoughts that Sufi apparently does not agree with.
Why don't we start with grade?
Bro,
let's each give the trade a
Whenever
grade.
I talk about anything sensually, he feels attacked. I wasn't even dissing anything.
Sufi? Well,
Okay, let's
no,
start
he
with
does. He
grade.
says, "Evan, I hate you. You're
Can I,
small."
okay, can I explain for? Let me say what I need
Can we
to
start
say.
with the grade though? Let's start with the grade.
But I want to explain first.
No.
This kid can like me
Let the Sens fan go
We're
first.
saying
Let
a
the Sens fan
letter.
go first.
after I do my
We're
letter.
saying a letter.
Let the Sens fan go first for the explanation because he's a Sens fan. So we'll do
Yeah.
that.
No, you're
And
know
then
your
we'll go
place.
after. Then
No.
you can go second, right after. So you can combat anything he says if you need to.
I'm not going against him.
Why? I thought you don't like the trade.
I have to. I'm more explaining the situation. He was getting defensive. That's why I stopped.
Okay, I'm going to assume you like the trade, and he was saying the trade.
He doesn't even like the trade. He said it was circumstantial.
Okay. Anyway, so let's start with the grade.
Yeah, why
Both on
don't
the-
you talk for me then,
We're
huh?
both on the same page,
Okay.
just on different pages.
So Evan, you go. Give me your. Let's start with
We're in
you.
the same chapter.
Oh,
Give me your grade on the trade. From a Sens
my dad
perspective,
gave it a B plus.
I don't agree with that, but
I'm saying that's what my dad said.
okay.
He did say, assuming Ottawa uses this extra space
For Tarasenko,
for a
is what people
forward.
are,
They
is
have
what Sens fans are hoping
$5
for.
million of cap space, and they need to sign Pinto. What cap space
No.
is this? You do whatever you're doing.
Okay, Evan, let's hear what you have to say.
So, I think circumstantially, when you're looking at this, like
What was your grade?
someone had, I'm explaining. So,
Guess we're not doing that anymore. Okay, go.
so
I said grade first, then explain.
Yeah, they have $5 million in cap space, and they still need to sign Pinto. So
Okay.
newfound cap space is non-existent.
Okay, go ahead, Evan. Sorry.
he is, I would say it is between a B minus and a B.
Okay.
I'll say B because I'm optimistic.
And now give us your reasonings.
What's yours?
I thought you wanted to explain first.
No.
I'm inclined to give it in the C's,
Okay.
but I understand the circumstantial. I do get that, so that's why I'm not going and being like hating on the trade or anything. I do not. Do I like the trade as to what Sens got? I'm not going to say I do, but I'll give it a C plus.
All right.
Because it's circumstantial.
So,
Okay, I don't get to say.
And Sufi.
Alex Debrincat,
What's directly in the middle of A plus and D minus? C plus?
Sure.
Okay, C plus.
that's actually better than I thought
Yeah.
you were going to give it.
You don't let me explain things
Sufi-
properly. He just goes on Snapchat and is like, "You're attacking me."
I don't say that.
Oh my God.
What did
the
you say?
Sens are the
Can-
best
can we-
thing
I said
ever.
nothing.
So what?
I
Okay,
just I stopped answering.
so what? Oh,
This is what I do half the time. I don't answer him.
So can we actually so what I want
Give
to
an
know now?
explanation.
What I want to know now is what were you saying to Sufi and what was he responding with?
No, don't do that because he doesn't understand what I say properly.
Okay,
So
fine. So anyway, go ahead.
just do what you're gonna say.
Yeah.
Do what
You
you're
do
gonna
the
say.
same thing.
No, I don't.
Oh my gosh. You are absolutely off your rocker if you don't agree with me on that.
I don't.
Okay.
And
Anyway,
you're off your rocker.
let's talk about
Okay.
let's talk about the trade. Go ahead.
Okay. So Alex Debrincat had submitted a list of favored teams. That apparently with all of those teams, none of them really wanted to pay him X amount for a long-term deal, meaning like 7-8 years. Detroit being his number one team, maybe giving up more than these other places, especially if they couldn't sign him to a long-term deal. Even Detroit signed him to like, what was it, a 4-5-year deal at 7.875 or something like that, 7.785, something like that. It was really like he was going to Detroit, and they had to give enough of a package for Ottawa to not keep him. Like it wasn't like the Dubois thing. He didn't say, "I'm going to Montreal." End of story. Like it was obvious that like evidently like he was willing to go to LA on an 8-year deal, and he was totally fine with that. It was just Winnipeg and Columbus, which you know what, fair enough.
I would agree with him on that too.
Yeah. So to get Kubalik, who's like, I would say a middle six or like a second liner, I think is nice. Like it helps fill in the blank that you were missing, as well as getting Josh Norris back. It's like, I know it's, oh yeah, if we kept Debrincat, yeah, it would have been nice. But like if he wasn't going to stay here, then you got to get something back. And I think Kubalik is a top 6 forward, or at minimum a really good third liner, who adds to Ottawa's.
Sorry?
Middle six.
Yeah.
So who adds to Ottawa's depth scoring, which is what they struggled with, is they couldn't score unless they were on the power play. So getting Norris back is hopefully adding that 40 goal scorer he didn't have last year, or high 30s, mid to high 30s. Kubalik has scored 30 goals. He has scored 20 goals this past year. Like if that's another 20 goal score you're adding, and then yeah, ideally maybe they get Tatar or Tarasenko. I don't know. But if your third line this year has like Kubalik, Pinto, and Tatar, and you have, I don't even know what, like that top 6, and then throw Matthew Joseph up there, I don't know. Like that's significantly better than like Kastelik, Parker Kelly, and Austin Watson swapping out between your third and fourth line, like and Dylan Gambrell, like
he's on the Leaf now.
Yeah, like your forward core has greatly improved, in my opinion, especially as a lot of the guys.
Assuming they sign someone.
Yeah, this is circumstantial, but like especially with the team being so young up front, other than like Giroux and maybe the free agent they sign, you would hope that at least some of, if not a lot of the players are still getting better and will have continuously better seasons. So for me, I think you do get a first. Yeah, it's not an early first, but you still get a first round pick back. You get a player who can play in your top 6, and then you get other pieces. Like it's not awful. Like we gave up a first, second, third, and we got back a first, and then Kubalik. I feel like at a certain time, like depending if it was like trade deadline or something, like you see people go for tons. Like I wouldn't be surprised if like last year they traded him at the deadline for like a first or something, or 2 seconds from someone. Like someone used to be like, oh, he's young, he has some upside, whatever. He's a big body. So that's another decent asset. And then the little like throw-ins with a fourth and the guy from Ottawa. Ooh. So for me, if they use the cap space properly, and with the situation of he really wanted to play in like 5 places, and then most of them were like, well, if you don't want to sign with us, then we don't really want to trade for you, especially after having a down season. And you aren't going to sign an extension because you want to test UFA. Like Detroit may have been even the only team offering him like around $8 million for that amount of time.
The Sens' hands were a little bit tight.
Yeah. So I think for that, it's not bad. And like I saw it and I was like, you know what? Fair enough. Like I wasn't like we got fleeced.
Okay.
Yes, you do you lose most trades where you trade the best player? Yeah. But that happens all the time. Like
It's happened to
like
Ottawa multiple
like
times.
well the thing is like Carlson you'd almost consider like a win even though you traded quote unquote the best player at the time
Yeah.
in the trade, but it ended up being Stutzel Norris. But then in other situations like trading Stone, you lost that. Trading Duchesne. I don't remember what we traded him for. But
back when you
trading
traded Healy.
Dzingel was kind of a win until we turned it to Duclair, which turned into nothing, and Matt Murray, which turned into nothing. But it was a tough situation, and I think they did. Like, they got a roster player, a solid NHLer, and a pick that maybe they can flip with. Like, there was an example of they used the first Matthew Joseph's contract and something else, and they try to get, like, Travis Konechny or something.
Sufi?
This is the difference between like Ottawa fans and Leafs fans. They give it the optimistic twist. Leafs fans, this would be the whole world would be burning if this trade happened. I'll be completely honest. And like I do understand it from like both sides. It's just so the thing that gets neglected in this a little bit is the
4th round pick.
So what happens is that like GMs have to take risks, and sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. This is similar to like, you know, all those trades that led to nothing for Vegas, where it's just like traded for Tatar, led to nothing, traded for Pacioretty, led to nothing. Fleury was literally no return on his trade.
Yeah,
they did win,
and then they won the Stanley Cup. But
you saying Ottawa's going to win the Stanley Cup?
The point is, you have to take. Sometimes you got to take home run swings, and this situation itself was kind of doomed from the start because Debrincat from the start, like when they traded for him, I was like, does he want to stay in Ottawa? Probably not. But even you were saying is like they have to do it and like try to sign him after and see what happens because they have to make the run for him.
Mm-hmm. And maybe if they had more success in the year, it would have changed his mind.
Maybe, but I think that was.
And he had a down year. If he scored like 45 and Ottawa made the playoffs, maybe.
But even then, bro, like this, he very clearly did not want to play in Ottawa. Like it was.
Maybe he was missing on purpose.
It was just really doomed from the start in that regard. But they have to do it anyway because you have to go for a top 6 forward when he's available at that age. And they went
like Ottawa, like when they made that trade, a lot of people were like, "That's it."
Yeah, but the thing is, like the return itself is not great, but it also you don't really have the option of it being great sometimes. And it's better than him getting like offer sheeted.
Yeah.
So, like in that case, it just is what it is. Like, yes, they lost assets in the process, and now they've ended up with middle 6 forward, late 1st rounder, as opposed to Korchinski, who I would say is a big loss if they were to get him. He was the 7th overall pick. But hindsight is always 20/20.
Yeah.
Right. So it is what it is.
7.
Do you think? Because like Ottawa, especially this year, I would say maybe not fully last year, but this year it's like, all right, now we're building a team for the playoffs. We're like trying to win now, sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd that turned into Debrincat. Korchinski, I remember people saying like, oh, he could be very good. But he definitely does need like 2-3 years of like development, like for sure. Then 2nd and 3rd, don't know who they picked, whatever. So if you were to just say it was the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd for a lower 1st, Kubalik, that guy, and a 4th, like I think you lost value, but you didn't lose incredible value. Yes, you have Alex Debrincat in the middle, but you got Kubalik out of it, who is a solid roster player, and you're hoping that they're turning that 1st, and I don't know if they're using Brandstrom or Joseph or something into something else.
I think you're missing the point that I forgot to mention this. Kubalik is more of a power play player. He's like
welcome to Ottawa. That's what we are.
He's not great if or even good at 5-on-5. He's very much a power play player. He's like top 10. I saw a stat on Twitter. It was like he's top 10 in taking one-timers. He's up there with like Ovechkin and Tage Thompson and stuff.
Okay.
Conversion rate isn't there comparatively, but like he takes a lot of one-timers.
Him and Josh Norris lighting it up.
So he's very much a middle six power play guy. The thing is, the whole roster space situation, I think people were hoping it was a little better than it was, because Kubalik, I mean, I don't think he's making that much money, but he comes in at like an okay cost, and then you still have Pinto to sign. So what contract do you think Pinto's getting? Because then after that,
I don't think he gets a long deal.
No, I know,
like
but even if he gets like $2 million, you're left with $3 million cap space.
That's why they said
who's getting
they could Ransom making 2 or Joseph making 3.
But then we're looking at Tarasenko, who's at like 5.5, 6 mil, which again, he's more of like a.
I could see them doing like a Giroux length deal, like 3 years, but not 6.5.
No, I know, but that's what he's asking for, and that's what teams are willing to give him.
Then like Thomas Tatar has been also talked about being like,
I think
probably more of like a third liner.
Tatar is a top 6 player.
No, I meant like
I know
he can move up and down.
I know, but Tatar is a top 6 player. He's extremely underrated, and
always scratching the
unlike Tarasenko, he actually works on Ottawa because he's good at 5-on-5. Tarasenko is
and would probably be cheaper.
Tarasenko is again another power play player. How much better does Ottawa need to get on the power play?
Yeah.
You want to reach Edmonton levels or something, so you don't have to score on 5-on-5?
They need players who can.
If we do get another like top 6 guy or like middle 6 guy, I mean, I said this last year, but like our power plays look really nice. Like both of them.
Power plays, whatever, bro. Like they're going to score on the power play regardless. Even if they don't add anyone today, they're going to score on the power play.
Yeah.
They're scoring at 5-on-5 is what needs to get better, and that's not even necessarily a player thing. We've talked about it for ages. It's a coaching thing. Even with this lineup, they can score at 5-on-5. They just need the coaching to be a little bit different.
And hopefully
and
DJ
then,
Smith is studying.
And then for Ottawa to make the playoffs, even in general, the defense and goaltending needs to be at a place where that can happen, right? So,
well, hopefully it's a consistent lineup this year.
Yeah, I just don't think that there's necessarily like I don't think they necessarily even need to go out and do anything. It's just like this lineup can go somewhere. It just has to be properly used, and like. I just don't see that happening with DJ Smith, but like I guess we'll see, and we'll go from there. But
well, if they start
poorly,
I think he's gone ery.
He has it,
and then Barry Trotz retires from Nashville, being the GM,
and
comes to Ottawa.
One off season. No, and like the thing is, like, as much as I personally love Norris, you know this, he's coming off like 1 million shoulder surgeries, and that's. Pretty,
2 shoulder injuries.
Yeah, but it's taken a lot of his like time where he's supposed to be developing into being more than what he already was.
That's why I don't like Norris isn't even like I never pictured him being like the point total guy. Like but out of the top 6, I expected him to have the least amount of points. Well, other than like let's say last year. If they were all healthy, I expected him to have the least amount, maybe a lot of goals, but even like this coming year, if you had to like guess a goal total for him, I know I said like a 40 goals for it, and I think he has the potential to do that. But I wouldn't be surprised if he had like 28 to 32.
But what I'm saying is like because Norris, the thing with him too is that like the reason that he ended up as a 40 goal scorer is because he gave up a lot of his early career defensive play. So if he, let's say, isn't as prolific a goal scorer and he returns to a bit more of that two-way forward mentality that he had earlier in his career, I think then he can be like an effective player going forward in the top 6, making as much as he makes and coming off that level of surgery. I think that if he can find that part of his game again, it's going to be a lot better for the team in general because they don't need to score.
Yeah, they don't need more.
Also,
goals.
there's a lot of uncertainty surrounding one of their players, Batherson.
Oh. I thought you were
because
apparently if both like I just hypothetical if both of them are innocent somehow, like then technically we also have the rights to him, and I'll guarantee you he probably signs like 800K or something.
We'll see on that, but I'm just saying like because if that's still just like there's a chance of that, but there's also a chance that he gets suspended. So because I don't know if you saw, Sarah Valley said that they're doling out suspensions for the Hockey Canada players that were involved or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Did they say how long?
No. So, but I mean, for something like that, I'd imagine it'd be pretty serious.
Yeah.
So you're looking at like, let's say he misses like 6 months or something like that. That's pretty.
Hello, Dominic Kubalik.
Yeah, and then the thing is, like, that roster space can't even be used. That space can't be used to anything else because it's just dead cap. Because suspended players still count against the cap. So there's some uncertainty there. So the thing is, like, you're gonna have to move someone again to make some room to sign someone, unless Tarasenko magically comes on like a 1 year, $3 million contract or something like that, or Tatar comes in really cheap. Assuming that both of them even want to sign there, because we don't know that, but we'll see what happens. The Tarasenko stuff is weird, by the way. Fired his agent.
Yeah, he fired his agent. Yeah, and he hired a new one like right away, right?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
Pat Brisson.
yeah. It's just
He just went to like the biggest agent.
yeah. I guess he's just looking for the bag, but apparently that's increased his chances of returning to New York, which also does make sense because where's the cap space? But I guess they'll find it
Somewhere.
Kane's not on the books, so at his $2.5 million,
Yeah, he hasn't signed either.
he's out for like half the season. He had reconstructive hip surgery or something.
Well,
Yeah. So the rumors are always surrounding him going to Buffalo.
that'd be fun.
Yeah, but that's a very crowded forward core, so I don't know if that's going to
I
happen.
feel like he wouldn't go for that much.
But just in general, like playing time wise, like it's a very crowded forward core. Quinn is out for a while, so we'll see
Well,
what
also,
happens
like,
there.
if Kane's back mid-season, let's say, there's probably someone injured.
Well, Quinn is injured right now.
No, I know. I'm saying, like,
yeah. So
like
I think
every team has injuries, so they could
Yeah.
come back and Tuck's out for like 3 months or something.
yeah, but I think that Buffalo's in the market for a forward now as well too, just in general with Quinn out. So they might be looking for someone better in this like able to play
Tarasenko.
right now.
Speaking of forwards, Zadina.
Zadina?
Zadina.
Sounds
Zadina
weird.
to the San Jose Sharks.
Probably
The other,
Fair enough.
It was a good choice for him.
Yeah.
He can get playing time.
And
And he can-
maybe play with Eric Carlson.
What's the contract he signed? It's a
Yeah,
1
we'll
year
see what
what?
happens with Carlson.
But the
bro.
1.1 million. so it's not
Carlson
bad.
goes to Edmonton. All my dreams will come true. That's where I said he should have been traded initially, strictly for his point production. It would have been so interesting to see, like,
Him with McDavid and stuff on the power
That's-
or
play.
even when like
That-
Chicago had like Sharp, Hossa, all them. I was like,
Yeah.
if he was on that team, he could have 100 points. And he was on San Jose and had 100 points somehow.
It's become a thing where it's like if Edmonton signs a goal from him though, it's like screw defense and let's just score.
Let's just
As
score.
much as
But that's kind of
They're gonna have to do like Gretzky era scoring though to
well,
win games.
well. If you had Eric Carlson
because
on the power play, that
Carlson
power play is going to be like 42%.
Carlson last year was like a negative defensive player, like near one of the worst in the league, but he was also like top 5 in
Offense, yeah.
Those are essentially his numbers in Ottawa.
essentially. But
Yeah.
it's
Except,
like,
like, tweakers.
but last year it was like so far in either direction.
Hmm.
Like he just stopped playing. He
Probably knew they were going to lose, and
Yeah,
he was like, "I'm
he was
going to
just
have
like-
fun."
Bro, I don't look at plus minus at all, but
Yeah.
it's just funny how he had 101 points or whatever it was with a minus 21 as a
Yeah.
defenseman.
My favorite from Carlson is when he was on Ottawa. My friend sent me a clip of him, and he had skated with the puck all the way down to the other end of the ice, and like he did something and he messed it up, and like he turned it over, and the play rushed back, and then he like got on his jets and sped back and actually like helped stop the odd man rush. And then my friend sent me that, and he's like, "Look how good this guy is," and I was like.
He was out of position.
He created the turnover.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, sure, he's good. He came back and stopped what he started, but like that could have been a goal because he messed
But
up.
that's
But
kind of why
sometimes
he
it's-
was good.
But sometimes that later in his career is like the foot speed isn't there to get
Yeah,
back.
Yeah,
that's
So-
why, like,
yeah.
part of it when he was younger, and he was like, he still was a like good skater, but he
Yeah.
like early Carlson was like an unreal skater,
Yeah,
and like that first step, you just saw him like behind that, he would like the jet, like his first 3 strides, he was like 3 steps ahead of guys. It wasn't like they were close.
Yeah.
It was like he was gone.
but I don't even think that's.
But
I think
but he
that's
could.
pre-Achilles
He was
injury.
fast,
That is-
and he
Pre-Achilles
could get
Carlson.
back when he did give it away, which
Yeah,
like
yeah.
most players can't.
Exactly. No, that's pre-Achilles Carlson. Like I don't think it's an age thing. I think after that Achilles injury, he hasn't been the same skater.
Yeah,
And he still had 100 points, which is ridiculous.
Exactly. Yeah.
that's pure.
Man, he's
passing ability.
probably one of the most offensively skilled defensemen ever. Like, not even probably, he is one of the most offensively skilled
Yeah,
defensemen
no,
ever.
probably.
Yeah.
He definitely is.
And it's, that makes me so sad. Because he was like, him and Giroux are my favorite players to watch ever on the sets. I'm not even joking.
That's wild, bro.
I know, and Tyler Ennis.
How is it not? I mean, I guess you were too young. Okay.
Like,
Spezza's my favorite by far.
yeah, like
For me, it's Alfie.
that's the thing. I watched some like the end because I only got into hockey when I was older. So I watched like a little like the end of like Alfredson, Phillips, Spezza. I had a bit longer, but he wasn't like 100 points Spezza. So for me, it was like my childhood was like early teens, which was Eric Carlson, like and the boys. Like he was by far the most talented player on the team every year.
See, the Sens team had an entire different aura around it when Alfie was on the team.
Yeah, it was different.
It was different. It was a different, like when I was growing up, and it was Alfie, and it was like Alfie, Spezza, Heatley.
I feel like the whole
And-
city was just like
Exactly.
around.
It was
the
something.
team.
It was like that's why like people. I don't like when Alfie was there. Like Sens fans were Sens fans. Like it was something else. And you go to games and you hear Alfie's name called, and like the entire crowd goes insane.
Yeah,
Like that team was different. The aura around the team was just way different when Alfie.
this
was on the
could
team.
be a very hot take or early take. I'm not gonna say he's better. They're ever gonna be better than Alfredson. But I'm saying Brady Tkachuk, if he spends most of, if not majority, of his career in Ottawa, I think because he could, I don't think he necessarily will hit 100 points. He could maybe, but being like a guy who scores, also a guy who just like beats the crap out of people. And if Ottawa were to be successful in the playoffs, I think he would be a huge part in that.
Yeah.
I could see him if he plays here till like, let's call it like 34, 35. Him being like one of, I mean, Ottawa doesn't have a ton of cool captains, but like one of the most loved players ever.
In Ottawa.
Like top 3.
Yeah, it could be.
Like right after Alfredson.
But it
potentially.
Age
takes
29 years is important though when he is a UFA.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, if he signs that extension with Ottawa, because of how he plays, his name, like being in that family,
Yeah.
and him being like, even in Ottawa, like you see these videos of him like as a young person, maybe some older people don't like this, but like he's going out, he's like buying drinks for everyone in bars. He's like singing karaoke to like downtown Ottawa. Like he's like walking down the street cheering like "Go Sens!" even though he just got eliminated from making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like this guy just like, I don't know if he loves Ottawa. I hope he does. But like he's just having fun with this team, as well as just like, especially when he wasn't captain to becoming captain, has matured a lot. And I think some of like the older guys, especially probably this past year, Claude Giroux being a captain for so long and probably like a pretty young captain in Philadelphia. Like I think this guy could be one of the most loved players. And I would even say like even if he doesn't extend at 29,
Oof.
I would say he's still going to be a very
tough.
liked player.
Depends
Like
on
people
what
like
does
let's say
before
when he
then.
retires, people are going to be like, "Oh, I remember watching Chuck. He was so fun to watch in the Sens because
It
he
depends
just
what he
did
does.
everything."
Yeah, there's still
There's
a lot
still
to go.
that,
No,
he
no,
hasn't
I-
done anything yet.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
I'm projecting, like even if Ottawa like makes second, third round a few times and they're gone, I still think like he'll still be like a huge part in their runs. That people will be like, he was really good on the
Like
Sens,
Mike
and I
Hoffman.
remember him. No, better than that.
You can't. The thing is, it's hard to fill Alfie's shoes for any captain.
No, I'm not
Just-
saying he's ever
yeah.
going to beat Alfredson. Like Alfredson in
Yeah.
100 years could still be the greatest Ottawa center of all time.
Yeah, just because of like not only the stuff like here the community and stuff like you're talking about Brady Tkachuk, people in the community just loved Alfredson
Mhm.
because of what he did in the community and stuff, and like the kind of person he was
Mhm.
in general. But even on the ice, like I don't know, like it's hard to like he was a clutch player,
Yeah,
extremely clutch. Like,
So, Matthew Tkachuk is.
sure, but he like
that's not the same.
It's not the same. Shot.
I know.
It's not like the amount of times Alfie has scored in like playoffs to like either mold them on to the second round, save the season, like the Stanley Cup final year. It was him who scored the OT goal to get them to the
That
finals.
was one of my greatest moments.
Insane.
Yeah, I mean, like Alfredson is like the model captain.
Yeah.
Like
That was my earliest hockey memory.
Or
'Cause
even
that
his,
was before NHL 07 came out.
Yeah,
When I was just like a Sens fan
yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah,
I mean, at that time, like,
there was you couldn't watch out of market games.
yeah.
Um,
At that time,
so,
too, everyone, whether
yeah.
you were a Sens fan, like I was a Leafs fan, but I was going for the Sens in that
Yeah,
playoff run. Like it was
different.
so fun to watch. It was different. Yeah.
I find it okay if I lived anywhere else and I was a Sens fan, but I lived in like
The UK.
Dallas, I'd 100% root for the Stars. Like where me now, I'm like I don't really root for anyone else in the playoffs. Like doesn't really bother me regardless. Where like if I lived somewhere else, I would like you guys being fans of different teams than where you live. I would be the same sort of like, oh, if my team's out, I'm 100% on board for X team that went where I live. Like if I lived in Vancouver and Vancouver was in the playoffs, like and Ottawa wasn't.
If it was Edmonton or Ottawa in the playoffs, I'd be way more sad if Edmonton didn't make it further than Ottawa.
Yeah, but you're a little baby boy.
But I also don't plan on living in Ottawa, so it's like
have a soft spot, man.
Because let's say I end up ideally in like Vancouver or something. I guess I would cheer for Vancouver if like the Caps weren't anywhere.
For me, I enjoy watching, so like I'll get into the vibe of any city I'm in. Sure,
but what's your second favorite team?
No, I
don't
have
a second
one.
Favorite?
No.
Do you have like a soft spot for Ottawa because you live here?
I have a soft spot for them in the playoffs when the Leafs are not in it. Yes.
It's very circumstantial.
Niche. No, but even the year like 2017 when they made the conference finals, like I'm not the Leafs fan that wants
their rivals
to fail or something like that. I've never been like that. Even as a kid, like the Stanley Cup run with the Sens, like I was like, yeah, go Sens. Like I wanted them to go far and win and stuff.
I feel like only like so many people only do that for the Leafs specifically because they're talked about so much, but also because it's like a joke at this point.
Yeah,
like it's if they had like I mean they did kind of break the curse sort of.
Honestly, even 2014 when Montreal made the third round.
That was sick.
That
was still sick.
I wouldn't.
They didn't make
see generally like even
if I lived in Montreal, absolutely.
Wait, which year?
I thought I seem to remember 2014, but maybe I'm wrong.
Well, no, for me, it was more so the year where Price carried them to the finals. That was like recent. Remember?
Oh, that was 2021. Yeah. But
that for me was a lot.
That year
crazier.
I was not going for them because I was pissed. But
different reasons. Yeah.
But the 2014 year when they made round 3 again, Price standing on his head for 3 rounds. It's no different. And Subban was playing great in that playoff series.
Subban was sick.
I actually remember that.
Price might be Price is one of the most wasted primes in NHL.
No, 2014 they didn't play Ottawa. 2015 they did.
Was that the Lime Brawl year? I remember that. That was like one of my like as a kid, I guess, like 14-year-old, whatever I was at the time. I remember seeing that and I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Because I was like learning still. And I was like, oh my gosh, everyone's fighting. And I remember there was legit like 9 people left on each team after because like so many people got ejected the entire game. I was like, this is the greatest sport in the world.
Bro. I'm trying to remember who. So Montreal had Boston in that run. They ended up losing against Rangers, right? Because Rangers made the finals. So they ended up losing against Rangers, but they had Boston and they had who was the other team they had that they beat? I can't remember who the other team was.
Chicago,
Pittsburgh.
Made a baby. Yeah, I can't remember, but I remember Boston being one of them for sure.
The thing is, bro, Price is one of the most wasted primes.
Oh yeah,
like it's
he was amazing in that.
Run. He was different, and like it shows like
third round, so
like because he had carried them for so long. Ironically, when his knees literally gave out, and then he had like one last stretch of like, okay, here's like what I can do now in 2021, and that was he got them to the final and lost again. But it's one of it's just sucks that goalies can't score.
If somehow Price could have won a Stanley Cup and not Montreal, that would have been great.
I would like Price. Okay.
But Price, I'm still like thoroughly annoyed that he never won, even though I don't really care if Montreal wins as much. Like they're not like
send him somewhere else on LTIR. Let him play a game.
I'm one of those guys that just enjoys seeing a Canadian team go far.
I hate that.
I know you hate that. We talked about this on the pod like a while ago.
Yeah.
Remember?
Not for me, unless I live there.
As a fan of an American team, I really don't care.
Yeah.
A fan of an American team who's going to live in the UK.
It just makes me more excited to see a Canadian team in the finals or something. Like I was hoping Edmonton would make it, you know?
I actively root against Canada. I want to see Edmonton just because of McDavid. For me, I'm more player-oriented than, like, after I get past the Caps, I'm more player.
Yeah.
That's why I'm happy there's, like, at least some young, exciting prospects that they got now that is someone I can cheer for after Ovi. But like,
I have a very weird comment.
Sure.
I feel like I would prefer. This is gonna sound like not in like a I want them specifically. I would prefer Toronto making the finals, probably for viewing purposes, over most teams. Just because I would want to see, like, Edmonton probably still being higher, like for your reason, like seeing McDavid in the playoffs for the whole 4 rounds, but like seeing, because I think Marner and Matthews are incredibly talented players, seeing them like in like a round 4, game 5, where like they're down 3, and then Matthews scores like an incredible like bar down goal or something. It would be insane. Like I wouldn't care, but it would be fun to watch.
Yeah.
We might only have like 2 years left of that even being a chance.
Yeah.
Because like it's hard to pick like other than McDavid and Draisaitl, like Marner and Matthews is like a quote unquote duo on a team.
I mean, we've already
Pretty
seen
good.
We've already seen McKinnon, McCarr, Rantanen,
yeah.
so
that was the other one I was thinking of.
Because that team was insane. Holy crap! The Colorado team that won.
Oh, it's just it wasn't fair.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Bro, they slumped Edmonton.
it was just like even just watching them play, that they just
That was a
had
different
the puck
team, bro.
all the
That was a
time.
different team.
There was like no
And
team could combat it.
Stars like Kemper was enough for that team, bro. That's ridiculous. With like that defense core and then how deep that forward core was, that's ridiculous.
He was probably like, "This is the easiest job I've ever had in my life." He gets like 19 shots a game. He lets in 3, and they still win by 4.
The team has the puck the entire game. Like he was chilling back there.
Yeah.
Anyways,
He did play great in the final, though.
We can talk about other trades or your teams.
There's
or
really
whatever.
my team didn't do anything.
We should
last
do our
week, so.
stat game.
Yeah, let's do our stat game. We really haven't had anything for our teams in the last like week.
Yeah, I know.
There's just been Nylander talk, but that's pretty much it.
There's
been the thing with like Nylander wants 10 mil and they're asking or they want to pay him 8 mil. So Nylander's pretty much out of Toronto. Matthews' extension hasn't happened yet, so people are like,
yeah. I mean, whatever.
I don't think he's gonna get extended.
I don't think either. But I was always pretty sure he's gonna leave after his contract.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, but it is what it is. I mean,
that sucks because I'm kind of just afraid of where he goes next. If he stays in like a big market, I'll be happy. But if he goes to like Arizona or something, I'll be pissed off.
Yeah, it sucks to go
because this can happen because of cap space. But if he ended up in like New York or something, I wouldn't be like that mad because I'd be like, that's like he's still a big game player in that place.
Yeah.
If he ends up in like, I could see him potentially going to like Chicago or something.
Yeah, to play with Bedard.
Bedard, that's like up and coming team, I guess. Because they got the best player in the last like 4 years or whatever, but like.
Okay, I have a weird one for you.
All right, Evan's weird stack games.
No.
Okay,
you always hate on
according. No. This isn't necessarily a stat.
Oh, you always the ones that aren't stats.
Yeah.
I like stats more.
Oh wait, this is published in 2019.
But like last time you did one that like wasn't a stat, you ended in like 5 minutes.
That I didn't like.
So just make sure this is going to actually take a little bit of time for us to do if it's not an actual stat.
Okay. In the 2010s,
all right,
according to The Hockey News, so like the magazine, website, and all that stuff, what were the 10 biggest trades or notable trades in that decade?
So we're talking between 2010 and 2020 only?
Yeah.
Okay.
This was posted
according
essentially the last week of 2019.
And according to who?
The Hockey News.
So the biggest trades, or you want the 10 biggest trades or what?
Like as in the biggest, like here. Some were fleecings, some were mutually beneficial. At least one jump-started a Hall of Fame career. These are the best blockbusters of the past 10 years. So the 10 craziest trades of that.
You think the Leafs do enough trades on there?
No.
So I'm gonna say I'll give you 5.
Kessel was 09.
I'll give you 5 strikes.
Kessel deal was 09, so that doesn't count. It won't.
Erat Forsberg.
Yeah.
That was a fleece. I don't know if it was big.
What year was that in?
Mid-20s.
Yeah, that could be
It could be on there, but I don't think so. Carlson.
Of course, Carlson. Yeah, Erik Karlsson. Let's say that.
I don't think that was 2019.
That was after?
Oh wait, never mind. No. It wasn't 2017.
He was in the playoffs and with the Sharks, and they haven't been in the playoffs for like a while.
Yeah, 29. Are you sure? 2019 is. I'm pretty sure.
If that's not on here, then what the hell's on here?
How about Jason Spezza?
No.
What was Spezza trade?
What did Sens get from Dallas for him?
I don't know, but I don't think he was a big enough player at that time.
Alfie trade was there. No, was Alfie a trade or no? Alfie was a trade. The Bobby Ryan Alfie trade, 2013.
Bobby Ryan, Alfie.
No, was it?
Alfie signed in free agency.
Oh, and then Bobby Ryan came, so that wouldn't count. No. So 2014. What happened? Subban
Weber.
Subban Weber.
Yeah,
That's got to be on there.
So Eric Russell was traded in 2019, but not on here.
That's
what? Come on. Okay,
but I think they were saying like it was so recent that they didn't have like.
So Subban Weber.
So that's your second guess?
Yeah.
I gave you 5 strikes, right? Yeah. So 1 strike. That is correct. That is, I believe, number 1 or number 2.
Number 2.
I wasn't on there. Then I wouldn't even care about this.
Yeah,
anymore.
that's number 2.
How about the first time Marc-Andre Fleury was traded? Do you think that's a big enough?
Was he traded?
Yeah, he was traded for the first time in 2018. After the 2017 run, I think he was traded.
Maybe it was older trades, considering Carlson wasn't on here.
Yeah.
Were either Parise or Suter trades, or were they signings?
I seem to remember Parise signing in
Suter might have been a trade.
Could have been, yeah. I don't remember for sure. If you think it is, then you can say it.
Suter got offer sheeted by someone and then signed in Nashville and then got traded. But I don't know what the trade was.
What are some other big ones?
I think Detroit offer sheeted him.
Are we going to count Tyler Seguin from Boston to Dallas?
Was that a trade? Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Oh, that was wasn't it Louis Eriksson?
I think so. Or wait, was it?
Yeah, that was Louis Eriksson.
Do you think that's big enough to make the list? That was probably what, 2015?
It was earlier than that.
2014. He was on the Bruins in 2013.
He was on the Bruins. Was he?
Yeah, because he was on the Bruins when the 4-1 collapse Leafs versus Bruins. He was on the Bruins.
Oh, okay. That was it. Yeah. Seguin?
Number 5.
All right.
What was that trade?
So it's Tyler Seguin, Rich Peverley, and Ryan Button for Louis Eriksson, Riley Smith, Joe Morrow, and Matt Frazier.
Side note, did you know the Pens are now the oldest team in the league by a whole 2 years?
Oof.
Wow.
Because they've fully just committed to being old.
Yeah, Jeff Petrie.
Riley Smith.
What other big, like, it's hard. Like,
Miroslav Satan.
What other big... Are there 10 of these, you said?
That's crazy.
What other massive trades?
I would say, not even necessarily like they were necessarily big trades, but they like could have turned into massive trades.
Forsberg, Urat.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a dumbass trade.
But like that's not even that huge though.
But it's
that is. It
is a very and it's a very talked about trade still.
It's that shaped the career.
Actually, it wasn't just 1-for-1.
Well,
Michael Latta was in it.
If that's on there, why wouldn't? Don't you think the Phaneuf trade should be on there?
When was the Phaneuf trade?
2010. Brian Burke, the Stajan and whoever. There are like 5 players who went to Calgary for like Phaneuf and a couple other guys or whatever.
I mean, sure.
I mean, it was a 2010 trade.
I don't know what it was, so sure.
Sure, let's say it.
This is Toronto bias. No.
It's not okay. I mean, it was a big trade.
You suck. Was that 2 or 3?
2, I think.
Let's say.
Okay, Brad Richards was not a trade. He signed in New York.
Panarin.
Yeah, Panarin. Yeah, of course, Panarin. What?
That's a joke. The list is fucked.
Most of these, I would say, are like pretty substantial.
Panarin Saad should be on there. That's ridiculous.
Who else? Who did?
How was I refuse.
How about
But it is also like most talked about. So think about like trades that people even talk about now.
Panarin Saad was, bro, not Ben Bishop.
Bishop left Ottawa and had a crazy career. That was like a big impactful trade. If you talk about it, that he's saying what made a big difference on like a player's career and stuff. Like Ben Bishop went to Dallas and was like insane.
Oh wait, no.
I think you should listen to Sue.
No, okay,
no.
Sorry.
Because if Panarin Saad wasn't on there, Bishop isn't on there.
Brian Elliott.
Why are you just naming Sens goalies?
What are teams that made big trades? Montreal, no.
No.
Not after that one. Toronto,
no.
Ottawa,
apart from the goalies. Stone, yeah.
Stone.
Yeah, Stone.
No. Oh, Stone was in. No, Stone was in that time.
No, actually, Stone was after 2020. No.
No.
No, was he not after 2020? I thought it was like a 2020 trade, maybe.
I think it was before COVID. So
who
that's
else?
ridiculous again.
I would say you'll agree with most of these being like
I'm trying to remember most of
Panarin
them.
Sod comparatively,
some
no.
like one or two. I'm like,
Panarin Sod, I don't think.
How about Winnipeg? Did
That's
Winnipeg
just-
Line? When was that trade? No, that was that's 2020. What? Yeah, never mind. Line Winnipeg.
Was it?
Line was after COVID, right?
Sure.
It was an after COVID trade, right? I'm
Yes.
asking you. I don't know.
I have no idea. Yes. Yes,
Okay.
it was. Okay. Other Winnipeg?
Other Winnipeg. So Blake Wheeler. Did Blake Wheeler get traded to Winnipeg?
He was on Thrashers, so no.
Oh yeah, true.
that was the last Thrasher.
Vancouver. Schneider.
Corey Schneider. Oh, also Luongo.
Schneider Horvat. You remember that? It was Schneider at the draft for the 9th overall pick. I remember this vividly.
That was big,
I was
but
watching
also
that That
um
was a big one. If that isn't on there, this list is fucked.
yeah, but Luongo should be on there too, right?
What was Luongo?
Didn't Luongo get traded back to Florida?
Yeah, but I don't think that was a big enough deal.
That's true
Yeah.
actually, and it was in the latter half of his career. The other one actually, Kadri, 2019.
Kadri.
Do you want a hint?
Kadri 2019.
If-
Let me tell you
He wants to
times, like the days they were traded.
No, don't
No.
give us hints.
Oh, Taylor Hall.
Yeah, Taylor.
Paul Larson.
Yeah, Hall. Okay.
That's like the biggest like joke of 1 for 1. It was 1
Yeah, it
for
was
1.
1 for 1.
It's number 4. You don't want days or years or anything?
If we get if we lose our strikes, then maybe you can give us a hint.
I think Schneider Horvat should be on there, but it's not going to be on there by his reaction. So this list
I
is
didn't
fucked.
say anything.
This list is fucked.
Do you want to say Schneider? Then just say it.
Schneider.
Oh, come on! What?
This list is fucked. It's going to be a draft pick trade.
What else? What happened with Pavelski?
Signing.
It was a signing. Okay.
Giroux to Florida. That was recent.
That was like last year.
Tyler Mott to the
Ooh.
Rangers.
Ooh. What about one of the Jeff Carter trades?
Jeff Carter to Pittsburgh.
Was it? No, LA.
L.A.
Jeff Carter, LA.
Yeah,
Because Carter and Richards, they both got Carter.
Yeah, that's a big one actually.
Bro, honestly, give me the list. I'm gonna bash this shit.
If you keep saying what you're saying, you're about to get the next one right.
Mike Richards?
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 10, Mike Richards and Rob Bordson for Braden Shen, Wayne Simmons, and a 2012 second.
That's a brutal trade. Jesus.
Okay, that's the St. Louis trade.
But
How
they
about,
won.
how about the Ryan O'Reilly trade to St. Louis from Buffalo?
Sure.
Okay.
Because they got Tage Thompson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
This
So
list,
that ended up working out for both teams.
Yeah.
this is fucked. This is horrible.
How about thing? Oh no, never mind. That wasn't a trade.
Did the Caps make any more trades? Can we think? No.
So you have 10, 9,
We signed this Niskanen our pick. Hope B, we still have
5, 4,
Mike Ribeiro.
Dougie Hamilton.
3.
There's got to be some sort of
2.
Dougie Hamilton on there.
Dougie Hamilton should be on there. Oh, also Sergachev.
Ooh,
Sergachev. That should be on there.
Sergachev Druin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sergachev. Yeah. Did you? What? Come
that's
on,
crazy.
man.
That is outrageous. That is nuts.
Is that 4 or 5?
That's the fourth.
We're at 6 now.
No, we have one more till fifth strike.
I just want to know this list now so I can rip into it.
How's Sergachev out there? He won like two cups and 3 finals after he got traded. That's
Compared to the other stuff that's not been on here, it's not that damning. It's still bad.
Victor Haven was a draft. Well, no one else on Tampa was traded there, right? No.
Florida, no. Carolina.
You're only missing 4.
Hamilton.
Dougie Hamilton's got to be on there, right?
Some sort of Dougie Hamilton transaction.
Well, I don't know. He doesn't seem like he. I don't know if I want to guess Dougie Hamilton
No,
now.
don't guess Dougie Hamilton.
Yeah.
Guess Dougie Hamilton. No, don't guess.
No,
Dougie
I don't know. We'll leave Dougie Hamilton on the. Let's think if we can think anything better than Dougie Hamilton.
Lucic.
Ugh, no way. If Sergachev is not on the
Lucic.
Lucic, what? Really? Don't say it. No way.
Yeah. No.
No.
Nathan Horton.
Tyler Myers.
Marion Gabbert.
Do you want hints? I feel like you're not going to get it.
No. This.
Well, considering we said every major trade,
No, you're missing some.
the Panarin Saad one should be on there. Schneider Horvath should be on there. What was the other one that we said?
Sergachev should be on there.
Sergachev should be on there. So
And Dougie Hamilton, we haven't guessed
heard the other one.
yeah, but if they're bigger than those three, like those three are already bigger than some of the ones that we've gotten.
Yeah, actually, the Erad Forsberg, whatever. That's
Not even
That's
that.
one of the most talked about
Yeah,
trades.
yeah, but I'm saying like not even that one. I'm saying the other ones.
Okay, how about other Nashville ones? Did Nashville do anything apart from Weber and Forsberg?
Carter Hutton,
Let me give you a hint.
Robin Regier,
Martin Gerber.
Kevin Fiala.
LA who did has it?
What about Ryan Suter?
Oh no, this has to be there. Marchessault, Vegas. Wasn't that a trade with
That
Florida?
was expansion.
Oh no, they let him go.
Yes.
No, wasn't there still a trade thing there?
I don't think that's gonna be it, bro.
I thought you were so onto something there, and then you spoke.
Riley Smith, maybe.
I forgot about yeah.
I have like cat allergies or something, bro. I'm tearing up.
Oh, Sophie.
You think one of the Corey Perry trades is on there?
Yeah, possibly at this point. Trevor Moore, San Jose. My eyes are tearing up, bro. Ooh, John Tavares was traded to Toronto. Right?
Well, anything else that the Islanders did that was big?
Rangers.
Well, Rangers usually get.
Let me give you hints.
Oh, how about wait. Nah, this should.
Let me give you days.
Jerome McGinley to the Boston Bruins.
Let me give you days.
Okay.
Number 8 was January 6th, 2016.
Is there a Duchesne on here? No? Okay.
Other one was June 22nd, 2012.
Off season.
June 22nd, 2012.
Another one was July 1st,
So that's the lockout.
2015.
That's before the lockout. June.
July 1st, 2015.
Free agency.
July 1st, 2015 trade.
And then July 24th, 2011.
Maybe this is a Toronto one that he's trying to suggest.
July 1st, 2015.
Oshie. How is that not on there?
TJ Oshie?
It was Oshie for like Brower or something.
You can say it if you want.
Well, apparently not. He didn't react right away. So it's not that.
What July?
That's 4 now.
July 1st, 2015. The year Babcock came to Toronto was 2015. They traded Phil Kessel to Pittsburgh. Yes, Phil Kessel to Pittsburgh. That has to be it. Yes, we're guessing that. Phil Kessel to Pittsburgh. Okay.
I was going to be like, you should get this as my hint.
Yeah.
Good inference. They traded Kessel right before Babcock came.
No, they traded after Babcock came.
Would you like to know what the trade was?
Because Babcock was there for the draft trade. It was
Wait,
Kessel.
let's see how much of the trade you can tell me.
It's Kessel to
Full everything.
Okay. Kessel was so Kapanen came back to Toronto along with other people. I don't remember. All I remember is Kessel to Pittsburgh. Kapanen was one of the pieces back.
It's Phil Kessel, Tim Erickson, Tyler Biggs, and a 2016 second-round pick, which ended up being Casper Bjorkfist. In exchange for Kasperi Kapanen, Scott Harrington, Nick Spalling, 2016 first-round pick, and a 2016 third-round pick.
Did you know Tyler Biggs was a first-round pick?
Mm-hmm.
He's their Tyler Boucher.
Okay, so I forgot about that Kessel trade. I was thinking
that was
Kessel
a
trade.
big one, and I was like, "Hello."
Because I was thinking the only Kessel trade.
Yeah, you said Kessel, and I was like, "Oh, he's gonna get it," and then you said, "From Boston."
Yeah, the Boston ones was 2009. Okay, so now we have 3 left.
Was
maybe
wait
Okay, the 2012 one's tripping me out. What happened in 2012?
Petrangelo?
No, he was signed with Vegas in free agency.
Oh, true. He was 8 years. Yeah. Stone is in there. Maybe Fleury.
Yeah, could be. I don't know though. Like
Judging by the
Schneider
lack
wasn't
of
on
star
there.
power in this, it could be anything.
Yeah, Schneider wasn't on there.
Luongo.
I don't think Luongo was because Luongo got traded.
Broder.
Did you know that right now, that deal that Ilya Kovalchuk signed, he would still have 4 years left?
Just now. 17
Is Ilya
years.
Kovalchuk on
The
there?
AAV on that is not that.
Is that why he's saying it? Is Ilya Kovalchuk on?
No.
Did Kovalchuk get traded to New Jersey from Atlanta / Winnipeg?
Oh, the home run derby just started. Okay, let's go.
Did Kovalchuk get traded from Atlanta to New Jersey? Was it a trade or was it a free agency thing? Because that was 2012. That was definitely 2012. No, not 2012.
He signed because he had to terminate his contract. I remember that.
Okay, so it wasn't a trade.
Broder.
Do you want more hints?
Broder.
Broder's not significant enough in that part of his career. He was already 40.
There's so much insignificance on this list.
They're not even bad, most of them.
This is what I mean. My
Just because Panarin wasn't there, you're like, the game.
Panarin should be there.
Schneider should be there.
Yeah. Nick
Yeah.
Foligno? I don't know.
Maybe.
Okay, do you want hints?
No, 2012
Get your
June.
strike, and then I'll give you.
2012 June. What happened before the lockout shortened season? What happened in that year?
Nick Halmerson.
I was 18.
Halmerson.
Who's almost?
I don't know. McDonough?
Who could have? No, not McDonough.
McDonough Subban. No, that wasn't Subban.
Subban was later. Subban was like
No,
2015 or something.
McDonough was some. Who was McDonough? Gomez. That's crazy. McDonough for Gomez. Outrageous.
There's got to be one, like more of a.
Do you want to tell you what the trades more or less were? Like, if they were for draft picks or if it was like a multiplayer deal.
There's definitely a draft pick swap on here. Cody Ceci.
Okay, give us the position of the player.
You have. Can I tell you what kind of trade it is too, or no?
Just give us the position of the player, of the main player traded. Give us the position.
Defense center.
For which one? Which date?
2016, January.
Defense. So defenseman for a center. In 2016.
You just asked me for the main pieces.
2016 defenseman for a center.
Buffalo, no. Minnesota, no. Eric Stahl. Was he a trade? Are we even on a podcast anymore?
No one's listening.
Jim Brown. That's a football player.
Connor Brown.
Logan Brown?
Ooh.
Josh Brown?
Yikes.
Dustin Brown?
Nikita Zaitsev.
To Chicago.
I feel like there's a Calgary trade somewhere that we're forgetting about.
Oh, there could be. There
could be anything.
There was a second enough trade from Toronto to Calgary. No, not Calgary. So Toronto to Ottawa.
Great. Enough.
Then we got Milan McCulloch in that trade.
And Jared Cowan.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How'd they get Milan McCulloch? Bobby Ryan? Bobby Ryan trade for Jakob Silverberg.
Stefan Nason and Nick Ritchie.
That? Just give us a strike.
Sure, and Bobby Ryan. I can't think of anything else.
No.
Okay, so give him okay.
Okay, let me give you like big hints.
Just tell me the teams.
Okay. It's a 1-for-1 on like January 6, 2016.
That doesn't
And
help.
it's a center and a defenseman.
A 1-for-1 in 2016.
Both pretty good players.
Give us a conference.
Both kind of shit now, but get paid a lot of money. Both of them.
What? Bufflin?
Both in this. Nope. Yeah. Both in the Central. Now.
Rayco. No. He wasn't a trade. Central. Defenseman. Josh Morrissey. No. Minnesota. No. Yes. Brody.
They both currently play in the Central, is what I'm
Ooh.
saying.
Andre Sakara.
It has to be something to do with the Jets, right?
Potentially. But who the hell? Stastny?
Oh, Stastny.
Both of these guys have been traded again.
Stastny.
Oh.
He knows.
Who?
It's a big trade.
Colton Orr.
Shut up.
Is it?
Did you? Oh, I thought you got it.
Forgot I would just say it.
Radulov.
Yeah. The center. Oh my god, this is stuck.
A center for defenseman 1-for-1. 2016 is not even that long ago. I shouldn't remember this.
Oh god.
Colorado, Dallas, center. Did Dallas
Want a
make that
hint
trade?
for teams that the initial trade was for? Or
Sure.
with? They're both not that exciting.
They said like Nashville.
Potentially. Duchesne.
No.
Johansson.
For who though?
Who did Johansson get traded for?
I don't remember.
Columbus. Who's on Columbus now? Seth Jones.
Oh my god.
That was a pretty big trade.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 2 left now.
Yeah, Seth Jones for Ryan Johansson. I was like, what? They're
Okay,
giving
so
up
the
their
other
first
one-
line center for this guy.
Fuck, thank God. I thought I got this stuck, bro.
Okay, next is one player for 3 picks.
Tatar.
And they said blank, buy low on blank.
Tatar. Patch ready?
This is in 2012.
Oh, so long ago.
1 player for 3 draft picks in 2012.
Voracek.
And they're still kicking. Not for that team, though.
This player is still kicking.
Simmons.
Yeah. They still play.
And still playing on that same team they got traded to.
But they're still playing well.
Couture. He's on San Jose all the time. Burns.
It's not a forward.
Burns.
It's a defenseman, or is it a goalie?
Brent Burns.
Is it a goalie?
I said it's not a forward.
So it might be a goalie. And he's playing well, so he probably isn't a goalie.
Yeah, I don't remember who else.
Fleury.
Halak. Was there a Halak trade? He's still playing well technically.
He's one of the worst backups in the
He's
league
a
last year.
backup, but he still plays decent.
He was one of the worst backups in the league last year.
Oh, last year he was really.
Yeah.
Before that, he wasn't that bad.
That was
Was he?
Vancouver. Yaroslav Halak.
Who else could it be?
Colton Orr.
You're on the right track.
I'm on.
Goalie.
No,
Oh,
it's
goal.
Colton Orr.
Goalie. Oh, what goalie is still playing well right now that's old? Anderson? Craig? Frederick?
No, not 2012.
Cam Ward?
He played well quite recently.
Pekarin? Lundqvist?
No,
I'm just naming
What the
goalies.
heck are you thinking?
Kiprusoff.
Very recently.
he played well very
Leonard.
recently. 20. You
Aiden Hill.
gotta go back 2012.
Martin Jones. Bobrovsky.
Yeah. Borowski?
From or where to who?
Philly to Columbus. Who the hell was going back the other way? Carter?
A second, a fourth, and a fourth.
Interesting. I wouldn't have put that on there.
So the first one.
I definitely would have put
And then this is number 1
How
on
does
the
Bobrovsky
list.
get there over Schneider
Panarin.
and Panarin? Yeah.
Number 1 on the list. 2011. Main parts are defenseman, sort of, and a second.
Sort of. Brent Burns.
Brent Burns and a second round pick for Charlie Coyle, Devin Setaguchi, and a first round pick.
That was one.
I mean, Brent Burns was a superstar on.
I do not agree with a
Sharks.
chunk of this list.
Yeah, well, I
Panarin
thought I
side
would.
should have been on there.
I would be fine.
But it was a good stat game.
I hated it.
We actually did pretty decent.
Yeah, you got like
Considering-
6.
Considering we're
Seven.
guessing off someone's opinion, yes.
That's true. We are guessing
It's
someone's
literally just
opinion.
it's just whoever wrote this article.
That's true. Actually, it's very subjective.
Very. My personal list would have had Schneider, would have had Panarin. Even Oshie Brouwer is bigger than half
Yeah,
of
but
those.
you're biased.
I actually would have had the
Schneider, Horvat is
also-
biased. I hate both those
No,
teams.
I would have had Dougie Hamilton
Brouwer.
as well.
What?
I would have put Dougie Hamilton on there as well.
One of the Dougie Hamiltons.
Yeah.
The Kessel was on there, but one of the Dougie Hamiltons on there.
Alrighty. So
anything in Leafland?
apart from the
Inevitable.
inevitable departure of William Nylander,
You think he's like the one that's gone for sure, no doubt.
Yeah, he's gone. There's no way he's
If they
budging.
want to have any retention of any players, he has to go.
You think Tavares is not going to go?
Who are they going to
Tavares
trade
won't
to?
go.
Tavares to Ottawa, 50% retained,
50%.
This still wouldn't fit your cap.
and then we trade back Matthew Joseph.
Still,
No, I think Nylander is gonna go.
got to get a third team involved to retain cap.
Which sucks because I think Nylander is fantastic, but he's gonna get his 10 million
He's not,
somewhere else.
yeah, I don't even think he's going to get 10 mil somewhere else.
I think he'll
I
get
think he
like-
also only wants 10 mil because it's in Toronto.
Yeah.
So I think he'll settle for 9 in Washington.
Washington.
I'm convinced it's happening. I don't know who told me this. I don't know where it came from.
Backstrom getting 9. Ovechkin getting 9.
No, one of the players has to go. Kuznetsov's got to go.
Why not just say Backstrom stop playing?
We have said that. He just has to listen. That's the problem.
Isn't he hurting himself?
Not anymore. He's got the surgery that he needed. It's just now he's incredibly slow because of it. And he wasn't a particularly fast skater before, so he was just a good enough skater. But it's really hurt him. So I'm hoping that because he loves his children, he'll stop playing.
Would you
Yes.
injure him
No.
Would you injure?
so that they could keep Kuznetsov instead of him?
No.
That's
I
good.
want Kuznetsov to say. I think that's a misconception about people, about me as a person in my life.
Me as a person in my life. so dramatic.
He's my favorite controversial player. I'd much rather we trade Mantha. It's just a lot tougher of a task. Because Kuznetsov at least, holy moly.
That farmer stand.
Kuznetsov at least has redeeming qualities in the fact that he has skill that exists in his bones.
In his bones.
Whereas Mantha, I don't know where it is or where it went. Still probably somewhere in Detroit, left in one of his injuries.
68 games, too.
Who?
Not bad.
Nothing.
I just pulled up when we were talking about the Debrincat Trade, I pulled up Kubelik's stats just to see. But yeah, he had 30 goals one year.
And he's 6'2", guys.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
doesn't
he's
mean-
light for
Yeah.
6'2".
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't mean he hits.
Yeah.
You better
I'm
put
telling
on
you,
some
you're
weight.
gonna love
He's
his
like an
one timer.
Angle.
He's 180 pounds.
That's crazy.
That must be wrong.
No, it's not.
He
He doesn't hit.
He has to put on weight this offseason.
But that's what I was saying.
He needs to go live with the Kachucks.
But
Have you
that's what-
seen Big Walt?
He's not a floor checker at all, bro. He's literally like, let me stand here and bat pucks out of the air from Jonathan Tate passes. That's literally him.
I remember that.
That was a sick goal.
Yeah, well,
If you can do that on every single play now.
with
Giroux.
Pinto. Oh,
He's going to be in the top 6 right now. He's better than Joseph.
I'm just saying, like, I'm thinking they're going to try to even it out. Make,
That's
like,
true, but, yeah.
Kachuk and Stutzel
Who's
on the first
another-
line.
Who's
Put literally
wait,
Omar up there.
I'm going to try to find veteran forwards that Ottawa could sign that aren't Tatar and Tarasenko and see what the vibe is.
It's going to be like, I don't even know who's left. Eric Stahl.
Justin Williams.
All right, well, I guess that's the pod for today.
Johnny Busick. We're looking at players, Omar.
I'm seeing for your benefit, it's 8:20 if you don't do the big one.
Patrick Kane.
I would like that.
That'd be a good sign. That's another power play player. No. Matt Dumba. Don't sign Matt Dumba.
On forward.
Please don't sign him.
You don't even have room.
Tarasenko, no. Bergeron.
Bergeron signed in Ottawa, I'd be very confused.
Pius Suter. He had 14 goals and 11 assists last year.
Great.
Sorry, 14 goals and 10 assists.
I've changed my mind on him.
Martin Jones. Zach Parise. Elite.
Actually, I wouldn't mind that. A 1-year Zach Parise.
I don't know if you want him now.
He had like 20 goals last year.
Really?
Yeah.
At $750K, that was a value contract last
Yeah,
year.
he was actually like
Ooh.
producing, which was kind of weird.
Jonathan
and
Taves.
he didn't play very much.
He's 38 and he's almost 40.
Jonathan Taves.
21 goals. Isn't that weird?
Jonathan Taves.
No, I don't think you want Taves now.
He also might retire, apparently.
I thought he was
this
retired.
last one
It's
is
not
actually
bad. He got like 21 goals, 15 goals.
That's
the
what
year
I'm saying. Like
before.
for like a third, fourth liner,
this last
Zach
one.
Parise's on $750K.
This
He's
last
on
one,
100%
prime and
take
on
that.
the Devils. What was he doing? 30 goals. Okay, 45 goals,
Oh.
38 goals. 30
bro, him on the Devils was monster.
Yeah, he's good. 94 points, 82 points.
This last one, I actually think is a possibility if you lose out on those two guys. Denis Gurianov.
He's kind of big.
You guys stop thinking about big, bro. Size does not always matter.
Are you
And-
saying that you are bigger than us and you are worse than us?
I'm softer, per se.
How?
When you play hockey?
Oh no, I think he means emotionally.
That's why I would take all my rage out in hockey. But Gurrianov's
Me,
like
it's in this basement when Omar plays me in NHL.
Gurrianov is once again.
Or NBA.
Gurrianov is
No, I
once
beat
again
you,
the,
21 to like
In
5.
Blacktop, though.
Wow,
That's even beat me
You
in
also
that
got
part of the game.
drilled by Steph Curry and Steph Curry only online. So
72 points.
He got
or
like
whatever.
72 points. I lost like
92 to like 22.
20.
Alright.
I
let's
lost by
move on
72
to the
points.
last topic here.
Okay, the last
My team's training for Nylander. That's the only thing you really have
head
to
to
know.
head is people we've talked about this podcast.
Oh.
Is your team can just, regardless of cap, give one of these guys a contract to play on your team this upcoming season.
So who's a better
Okay.
player?
Would you rather Tatar or Tarasenko on your team?
We've had this discussion. I think Tatar is a better player than Tarasenko right now, and he's going to get less money.
But maybe you need a Tarasenko.
But the thing is, Tatar has the same ability to produce on the power play like Tarasenko does, but Tarasenko,
He's
the ability to score at 5-on-5 hasn't existed in quite a while now. So, just contract wise, regardless of what you had to like pay both of these guys, even if I was giving them both like 3 times 5, I would still pick Tatar.
If I'm going even contracts, I'm gonna lean towards Tarasenko. But if I'm gonna go, which player do I want because of the value? I'll go Tatar.
Does Toronto need another power play merchant?
That's what I mean.
No, that's what I'm
why I
saying.
go Tatar.
The contract doesn't matter. Your team just gets granted this player.
Then Tatar for me.
My team just gets granted this player.
Tatar all around is just a better player.
I'll go Tatar just because I think I'll make a difference in other areas that Tarasenko
Yeah,
can't.
he's
Yeah.
as I draw back to this all the time because apparently I love defensive players because my favorite player is Alex Ovechkin. Tatar is a great. Tatar is
You've had a couple good ones the past
Yeah.
couple minutes.
Tatar is very much a plus on the defensive side. He just drives play better than like any other UFA forward because that isn't hard because it's Tarasenko, Kane, and Gurrianov are the other ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tatar. If Washington got Tatar right now, I'd be very happy. If
There's your
Washington-
young forward.
Honestly, if Washington got anyone right now, I'd be pretty
How about you,
happy.
Evan? Who would you take?
I don't know. Probably Tatar, but I would be happy with either.
Yeah, I'd be happy with either. But if I'm choosing between the two based on what the Leafs need, probably Tatar.
I think Tarasenko's a more fun name, and I used to really like him on the Blues, so maybe him. for that.
Tarasenko is a more fun player to watch.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Have you seen some of his wrist shots? Man.
Yeah.
Even
Don't
there's
talk
a
about his
picture of
forearms
him.
again, bro.
Oh my,
Oh my
gosh,
God.
this guy. Never mind.
That's why I'm kind of sad Bedard isn't playing in like Anaheim or something, so that we don't have to hear about his forearms all the time because of him.
Sorry, I'm an observant person, Sufi. I notice things about you too. I'm just not allowed to say it on the podcast.
Really nice finger strength.
Ew. Anyways, thanks for tuning into our podcast.
far.
This offseason, we're going to be going hard. We're going to be coming up with some fun little games with some good
Drafts.
stuff on TikTok, Twitter, and
Twitter.
Instagram.
And
Changing
make
up
sure you,
changing up the order. Follow us at The Unfortunate Hearts.
and make sure you tune in on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, SiriusXM, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and there you go. See you next time.
You didn't hear that?